Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force.
They've outgrown their age of rebellion, dulled the Empire's edge, defeated Imperial generals and the Pirate Queen's dredge. They've been soldiers and scoundrels, what's there left to be? How about lost acolytes looking for their force and destiny? There's a seer, hermit, investigator, and teacher. Better watch your back or a vibe or ring's gonna reach you. Will this team find the light or will darkness win the day? Find out with the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Previously on Heroes of the Hydian Way. For weeks, the four heroes had been gathering the scattered crystals of Soldier Ward's holocron, a relic discovered at the site of a crashed ship with a murdered crew. They had picked up the pieces in his trail amongst the stars, but for all of the hints and clues, they were not certain who awaited them on the desolate Sith planet Moraband. With an Imperial Inquisitor likely en route and Ward looming as mysterious and troubling as ever, the travelers pressed on through the dangers. Foul weather and fouler spirits troubled their path, but still they stand together. Or do they? Join them this week as the heroes are going.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Fantasy Flight Games' Force and Destiny system, inspired by Chronicles of the Gatekeeper adventure as developed by Tim Cox and Max Brook. This is Act 3, Episode 12, and I'm Ben, the GM for this adventure.
I'm Kesh, the Trandoshan Mystic Seer.
I'm Koba, the Doug Sentinel Investigator.
And I'm Skip, the Kalaran Seeker Hermit Atari Striker.
Where the heck have you been?
I told you I needed to attune to the sand.
And why are you striking game systems? What did Atari ever do to you?
Look, you all know that I need to mess with sand and rocks and stuff to be really efficient, and the sand here was kind of weird, so I just sort of played with it for a little while, and then I got a little distracted, and I maybe kind of made a little bit of a sandcastle.
Are your pockets full of sand right now?
Yes, I told you I was going to do that. It's the most efficient way, I think. Why do you think I have all of these pockets?
All right, well, I'm sure Hillary will be happy that we're all together again.
Yeah, I'm sure Hillary is here. Where is Hillary?
Oh, no. Well...
Hillary, I already played with all the sand.
Well, the sand was kind of playing with Hillary last time.
Hillary's so small we could probably lose him in a little dune or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Hillary!
Starts poking around with her staff. He'll turn up.
You don't want to get lost in the dune. The spice is not live.
Hold on a second.
It's illegal.
Kesh.
Yes.
Don't you have a force power that's literally find things with your mind?
I do. Let me try that, but kind of like last time. If I do it, I might become evil.
Oh, but we should probably just not try that then.
Ooh, a swoop bike.
Yeah. Hey, they're gone.
To learn more about our heroes, we get one task and another question, and it is now Skip's turn.
Hey, Koba. Well, since we're walking for a little bit, and it seems like, conversation is sort of the order of the day, since we're only slightly lost, I was curious, is there anything about you that you wish we knew about you? Anything just kind of like burning in your mind to tell us, but you live in too dark a cloud of ennui to ever really divulge, and, sometimes you think about maybe you're gonna ask, or tell us a thing, but then you hold it inside, and, the saxophone starts playing, and you...
Wait. Where in the galaxy did you learn the word ennui?
It's a Claren word.
I don't think it's a Claren word.
It's a Claren word. It means grumpy. What did you think it meant?
Knowledge is kind of a dangerous thing. Once you have it, you can't unhave it unless you... suffer some kind of severe head injury or so actually I can think of a lot of ways that you can lose knowledge once you have them, so that
Yeah, I bet there's kind of, dark force powers or something that could probably make you forget a thing. Or even, just regular force powers. These are not the Ewoks you're looking for or something. I don't know.
What is an Ewok?
I probably shouldn't have said that. I don't know. Look a bunny.
What is a bunny? Anyway, I choose very deliberately what I've shared with you and what I haven't, and that might be for your own good as much as it is mine. That all being said, Koba's not my real name. Let's move on.
I can't really convey how big Skip's eyes would have got just there. Just like twice the size. Your name's not Koba?
So our destiny pool for this session consists of, again, 6 light slide points because D1 is trolling us.
The wind howls as you stand upon the fallen obelisk, the sand kicking up so that you can't even see your hand in front of your face or foot. A slipping sound is amongst you, and suddenly the wind relaxes. Hillary has disappeared, and in his place stands the tall Skip.
What?
We'll never find Hillary in all of this.
He'll show up eventually, I'm sure.
Or we'll all die, either way.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope that no more pillars try to crush us. You okay, Skip?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Why did you ask me twice?
Because you went, And,
I went, mm-hmm.
It's very, very noisy. Oh, I'm sorry, it's very noisy.
I suppose I should probably try to enunciate better because of the windstorm.
What? Well, come on, we're heading this way.
I can say whatever I want.
And the wind is whispering, "Come to your destiny."
Well, that's not disturbing.
There is an obelisk tower. There is a pavilion in front of it with a boatload of obelisks that are 60 to 100 feet tall and statues of people that are about 100 feet tall as well. From what you can see at the moment, you can see that this place was intended to be menacing. You are about in the dead center of the pavilion. Before the storm set in, you had a fairly clear vision of the Black Castle, but since you've started to walk towards it, the sand itself has started in a sandstorm fashion come in and burying things. Dunes are getting created and shifted and moving. Shadows are flickering on the sand in places that you are pretty sure there shouldn't be shadows. Every now and then you do see shadow and the wind curling around a person in a long traveler's robe and hood.
Like an actual person, not a statue of a person?
Like an actual person about 6'2", and in traveler's robes. They're always facing downwind, so that their hood is always able to cover their face. Every time they turn, they're going perpendicular to the wind, never into the wind. So you're not really able to get a face off of them.
Am I the only one who's seeing that?
Nope.
Do you think it's Ward?
I think whoever it is, it's probably not anybody friendly. Koba's going to commit one of his force dice to the offensive part of sense.
The offensive
okay.
part of sense?
Yep, there's an offense and a defense part.
So the three of you are standing on top of one of these fallen obelisks that has fallen down the main pathway through this labyrinthine pavilion. The pavilion itself looks like it was, at one point, a high-end style diner that has maze-like layout so that people could very easily have quiet conversations, but waitstaff would still be able to get to them. That seems to have been left long ago. You still see like the remnants of booths and tables and that sort of thing, but where there had been a central way of going down, now there's an obelisk that you're standing on top of. The obelisk itself is about, I think I said 9 feet to a side last time. You're standing about 30 feet down it, and you've got 30 feet in the direction that you want to go. And at the moment, the wind is at a little bit of a lull. You can see out to long range now, so you can start seeing like the barest hint of the steps.
That is very, very welcome.
I guess we keep moving?
Yeah.
Do you think they know we're here?
Probably.
Well, the nice thing is if Kesh can't hear me, talk when I'm right beside, then they probably can't hear us talking right now.
I mean, that is a fair point. Well, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, the winds died down. I want to get a average survival check off of everyone.
Yeah.
It can be a group one.
Okay.
The pavilion where you're at, the nice thoroughfares are pretty much about to end. You're up so that you can see a little bit of it. So I'd be willing to give a boost. But you actually do have to hop back down and get in with the 10-foot tall concrete walls again.
Well, Cash contributes nothing to this again.
Koba didn't have any survival ranks, but 4 cunning, so...
I mean, I will gladly take your cunning. I have 2 ranks in survival. And I can re-roll survival check if I want to.
Yeah, sounds like you're it.
Okay. How much difficulty did you say that was?
It is just going to be a average check, so 2 purple.
Boy. And I have rolled 2 successes. I'll take it.
I mean, it's a slow start, but we're definitely starting good. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's not, like a despair or anything, so. I accept this, E1, thank you.
You move along the obelisk and are able to hop down without too much trouble. The bottom of it's cracked in such a way that it provides a slide down instead of it being a hard cut, like what you had to scramble up. You drop down next to the obelisk, you go a little bit further, you find where there's going to be a pretty good path. You figure that it's just got a few lefts and rights. Go straight, take a left, take a right, then take a left. And just sort of zigzags, I guess is the best way of putting it, for a path. It would be great for backstops and if people were trying to assault. You could hide and whatnot. As you get to the first of these turns, from behind you, you hear a loud honk. And a large blackbird is on the ground and seeming to be running towards you, specifically closer to Skip.
Oh. What are you doing out here, little buddy?
It is larger than a normal goose. It has its wings out pretty much at full extension, like it is trying to puff up as big as it can. From what you can see, the top of it is a little bit wispy. Kind of like it's smoke being contained within the idea of a goose, but it's not able to quite keep it.
Oh, are you all puffed up and trying to look intimidating? Yes, I'm very scared of you, Mr. Birdie. Good job. You're doing so good.
So that's real too?
I assume. You're seeing it, right?
Can we see it?
Yes.
Okay. It's an important distinction to make in this place.
And it seems to be running pretty much at Skip.
Is it like at a sprint towards Skip? Has it stopped or slowed down at all?
It doesn't look like it's stopping. It seems to be now hopping on its feet, like it's about to give a downstroke with its wings and try and get up. And the glowing yellow eyes of it seem to be dead set on Gudge.
Skip is still not registering this and is just kind of like cooing at this bird. Aw, you're so good at being tough. Are you supposed to be out here in the storm, though? Hey, I think we might have a bird friend.
I don't think anything on this planet is our friend.
Well, some things aren't our enemy, at least.
Yeah.
So it launches into the air and seems to be trying to bite at Gudge.
Whoa! Hey!
No. Not cool.
Skip is gonna just attempt to snatch Gudge out of Gudge's usual sort of floating position and just clutch Gudge to their chest and give the bird a stern look. This is Gudge. Gudge is not food. We have food if you need food. I have a lot of jerky. So you just need to calm down, buddy.
I think at that point it is going to attempt to bite Skip.
That's exactly where I assumed Skip would be at this point in the campaign. Fighting a goose.
It's going to attempt to bite / hit Skip with a wing. So.
This is wonderful.
Does Skip have any defense?
I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure I don't. I have some soak, but I have no defense. Correct.
Also to success. Not so much with the biting because, well, goose bills, but it's able to, poke you very hard with its closed bill and then smack you with a outstretched wing as it's trying to essentially fuss at you. Doing a grand total of 8 damage.
All right, I'll take 3 of that. Ow! And Skip is going to just kind of reach down and bad cat swat at its beak. Hey, no. Does it have any sort of reaction? I'm not trying to hit it to hurt it. I'm just chastising.
When you go down to try and push it away, or it feels like you're trying to push at water. There is something there, but it's a lot less firm than if it was an actual bird. As Kesh and Koba see it, it looks remarkably similar to the Nexu that you had dealings with.
Oh, Skip, that's a fake bird. It's not real. Just get rid of it.
How do I get rid of... Skip's gonna look back at this bird. You're not real. Go away. You feel kind of real. And that did hurt when you bit me. Are you sure? Looks back at Cash.
Pretty sure. I mean, the Nexu were able to hurt Koba earlier. Seems like a similar sort of thing, just less dangerous.
How do you get it to go away?
We lightsabered them.
Oh. Look,
does the big bird still seem aggressive?
Yeah. It is still trying to, with its long neck, trying to get around Skip's hand as Skip is trying to keep it away from Gudge.
I'm gonna reach out and see if I can do that. I can make that trick I tried last time work this time and try to pull it away and dispatch it.
Sure.
Because it's hurt my friend. It's not real. I feel justified. How this goes? Why do I keep forgetting what I roll in lightsaber now? Is it an adversary bird?
It is not. You do get 2 setback for it, though.
Okay, because it's not real.
What is a living shadow?
It's not
Okay.
conventionally corporeal.
That's, yep. D1 continuing the nonsense from last time. I managed 2 advantages, 1 light side pip, and 2 dark side pips. So I guess I succeed in moving the bird closer to me by a range band, but I fail to connect.
It will absolutely squawk at you. It's like you grab the main body of the bird and pull it back, so its wings go forward, its neck goes forward, and as you're swiping, since everything's extended forward, you miss.
Okay, this is a very slippery bird. Do Skip, Koba, or the bird have reactions?
Skip, I'm gonna stab the bird if you don't want to do something else with it.
I just feel so bad it was trying so hard to be a bird.
It's not real. It's fine.
Fine. Skip's gonna kind of cover their eyes just like a little bit with her hand. Go ahead.
Kopa ignites his
Like,
lightsabers
you
and
did her.
attacks the bird.
At this point, yeah, it would be short range to you.
Saber throw.
But don't you need to upgrade that if I'm in melee with it?
I mean, there is that, yeah.
It's fine.
As we have a horrible lightsaber accident in the middle of the sand.
Who needs all those limbs?
Oh, I'm already down one.
I mean, it's only a 1 in 12 chance that I would get it to spare.
I mean, there's also a small amount of light side points.
Yeah, why would we spend those, Ben?
You all want to use dark side points so much, so.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
No amount of spending light side points make the odds of a despair go away, though. We can't light side points the red out of the pool.
With my
True.
2 advantages, I will... Wait a minute. Yeah, I will give Koba a boost, because I have no strain right now.
Saber throw.
Okay. I thought for a second it was actually going to happen.
That lightsaber attack. 3 successes, 2 advantage, and 2 dark side pips, actually, because 1 from the die I rolled and 1 from the fact that we're on this planet. Throwing the crossguard lightsaber again.
Okay.
That's 9 damage. Breach. I can tell you what else happens if you need to know.
Not really. They do have a soak. They don't have that high of soak.
Yeah.
As the lightsaber touches the bird, it rears up, getting as big as it can, like it's about to start attacking at Cash. And as the lightsaber pierces what looks to be the bird, it starts wisping away into curls of smoke and mixes in with the sand that is blowing in the air.
And then I'll flip a light side point to use the 2 dark side pips, which also means I'm taking 2 strain and 2 conflict, to have my saber return.
Okay.
Because it want 1 pip to hit and 1 pip to return.
Yeah.
How saber throw works.
All right. You okay, Skip?
Mm-hmm.
You can look now. It's gone.
I just feel really bad.
This planet is odd. It's all right. Let's
It's toying with us.
yes.
It wants you to feel bad.
I guess my question is it doing it of its own accord or in alliance with Ward?
Do you mean, is this planet sentient? I don't know.
Is that even possible?
There's something, though, don't you feel it? Every time I'm drawing on one of my gifts, I do.
You start hearing, amongst the wind whipping around, which is starting to pick up again, you start hearing a low moan that is in there, almost like a choral Gregorian type thing, that is settled in low on the wind. As you hear the wind coming in, there'll be a low, almost like an ohm happening as you continue on and get closer. And as you do, the shadows within the sand start showing up, and they start looking less and less like just blobs of shadow and more like people. You see one that likely would be a Duros, another one that would be Godel, several humans, even one that would be a Trandoshan.
As we're drawing closer, do we recognize any of these figures? Are they people we used to know, like what happened with Hillary, or are they...
So far they haven't come close enough yet to break out, but with the Trandoshan, it is starting to get close enough that they might coalesce into an actual person. They seem to be getting closer. Like with the Trandoshan, you actually start seeing scales. They were pitch black, like it was shadow taking form, but you were definitely starting to see scales on the outside of it, as opposed to just the general shadowy form of a Trandoshan.
As opposed to like the silhouette.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Do we need to walk through these people to keep going towards where the Seek was directing, or?
Yes. There's this main path where it shifts to the left, shifts to the right, shifts to the left, shifts to the right, and it just keeps going that way, breaking up the entire single long path into a lot of shorter paths. Much more defensible, honest. But at each of these corners where you're jogging back and forth, you're seeing these. As you're pressing on and pressing on, each time you go from side to side, it seems like they're getting closer, and also the sand is getting closer too. The sand itself, it hasn't closed in so that it's whipping at you too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to the point where you're having to do something like make a resilience check. But you're definitely having to put scarves over, you're wearing your goggles.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much a nasty piece of work, but it's not quite to the point of the environmental rules taking too much of effect, like cover. At this point, you can see to medium range, call it 30-40 feet, as you're making it, and you can see like shadow and light and dark beyond, but not much. Imposing and behind the black citadel that you're walking towards.
I think Kesh is just trying to focus her eyes forward and trying to block out as much of that feeling of like the shadows and the sand coming around us. She knows, as Koba put it, the planet is screwing with us, and she's just trying to, keep her eye on her goal and try not to let it get to her.
When you say that there are shadows and everything that are in shape, like, are they three-dimensional, or are they just cast on the ground?
They're three-dimensional standing up.
Okay.
You've seen a couple of them like on the wall. You've seen like they're about a foot behind the front of the sandstorm as it's falling down.
So they're upright, like as if being cast on things that are upright? They're not just upright in midair in a way that is like, shadows don't work that way.
They definitely look like they're being cast by something. Right up until this Trandoshan, which looked like it was a shadow that stepped off of a wall.
Yeah.
But before that, yeah, they were on the wall in the sand before you, but always standing vertical, never on the ground. The one time where it was in the sand, the shadow cast a shadow of itself, like it was actually blocking light.
Starting to really hate sand. Remind me next time we come around here, one of us should learn some kind of ability to manipulate sand with the Force.
Well, what do you want me to do with it?
I don't know, I thought I'd just throw the thought out there and see what happened.
I just didn't think that I would waste my effort on things that didn't matter all that much.
Could you maybe try to push the sand back away from us?
Yeah. I mean, you just had to ask.
See? See,
Just
Koba?
kinda
You just had to ask.
Scooches on by.
Look, I kind of assumed Skip forgot what their Force powers were.
Why do you think I have sand in my pockets? Skip is gonna sort of walk around their two compatriots with sort of self-satisfied look on their face, probably, and attempt to manipulate the sand. Good golly. What, and Zezran, are you hoping that I do with this sand? In terms of like,
I have no idea. It just
like part the sand, like I'm Moses here. Or?
So my thinking is, the way Ben's describing it is, not just the shadows, but the sand itself seems to be encroaching upon us. Is there some way you can do like a barrier that helps her to push back against it? That way it's not just overwhelming us. That was my thinking, is all.
That was the first thing I did with this power, was erect a wall out of natural materials.
Well, I'm more meaning something that can also come with us, because we are still walking forward. I'm talking about some like airbender stuff here.
Yeah, so I'm more like wondering if what I can do is, as we walk, I essentially use the sand that's sort of swirling around and use it to formulate a barrier with itself, just like push out against it with itself as we walk. So I'm basically parting these like sand.
I'd figure that you need to, like, commit a die for that.
That
But
makes sense.
beyond that, yeah, a force roll that you can create sort of a dome or a wedge that the sand is no longer blowing at you directly, and then commit to move that dome around.
It has been so long yet again. Is there difficulty with force rolls, or I just roll my force rating?
Not in this case.
But I am also generating an extra dark side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of, okay.
Yeah, which you can decide to spend or not.
Right. So I have rolled my 3 force rating, and I have acquired myself 1 light side point at my disposal, or 3 plus 1, 4 dark side points. So what I need to do is use that one light side, and then from this point on commit one of my die. I will write a little note for myself that I am committing a die. I feel very committed to you, D1. Please continue to be kind to me. Is 1 enough, or do I need to?
Yeah,
tap into the dark
I
side
do
a little bit
think
here?
taking a look at this, it would be enough.
Yeah, this doesn't map perfectly to any specific ability of the power, but it feels thematically.
It's
really-
close enough to the base power that, like, may spend a pip to make all terrain currently within short range normal terrain. Like, it's in that sort of spirit to me.
Yeah, I think that's fair, really.
So I liked the descriptor you said earlier, where it was sort of like a dome. So I like us having this sort of dome of protection around us as we go.
As you're moving forward, you start seeing wisps of smoke coming up from the ground.
How substantial?
To start off with, they're pretty insubstantial, like just a small trail of black smoke. You'll see it, and then just as you keep going, it doesn't really get any more intense. As the sand itself is being kept away, now you're starting to see these wisps showing up.
As they start to get more numerous, Koba's going to just stop for a moment and use his remaining force die to just ping the base power of sense to sense living things within short range. See if there's any living things within short range other than Kesh and Skip. Smoke monsters may not be living things.
Mm-hmm.
You give me a very nice conundrum here. Out to what range? Just so that I'm clear.
I haven't bought beyond the base part of this power, so it's just a short range. It is not very far away.
In that case, I'm going to go with ghosts are not living.
I think that's fair.
Then no. You don't sense any other living. There's, like, virtually no plant life. There's virtually no insect life.
Yeah.
Actual animal life is, like, teensy. Those little mice that live in the deer kind of size.
Mostly Koba was, like, pinging to make sure that we weren't about to get, like, eaten by a sandworm or something.
Yeah, no. So as you're progressing, outside of this dome, you can hear the wind starting to pick up, and the amount of sand is starting to get even more and more dense. It's bad enough that it's starting to interfere with the light. Like, when you landed, it was early morning. By the time the Skip and Hillary change happened, that was like midday. So there should be a lot of sunlight right now. There isn't. It is pretty dark. As you are continuing on, you see the first step that would be going up to the Black Castle. Around you, the already dim environment grows somehow darker. Even your glow rods seem to die down. From the soil, ethereal figures float up into the air around you, robed, cowled beings of impossible darkness that carry a palpable aura of malevolence. In rasping, overlapping voices, they speak, "We are the Sith. This is our world. This is our world. This is our world. This is our world." In this case, there are 4 of them.
Getting this, like, ring wraith vibe from the Sith.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that is fair.
Skip's just gonna, since Skip's sort of leading with this, sand protection bubble, look back at Kesh and Koba, kind of scrunch their face up. Yeah, you heard that right?
Yeah, we can see them. Out of our way. We don't intend to be on this world longer than we have to.
You are destined to be here, but you cannot affect the change that you want. The lead one is going to pull out, blade extends like it's a lightsaber, and it is a smoking black blade. Kind of like the Darksaber, but in this case it's more of this ethereal shadow and a browned blade, where it looks like a lightsaber, but it isn't giving off the light of a lightsaber. If anything, it's sort of absorbing light.
Kesh will go ahead and ignite hers, and that purple blade extends out. I thought it was going to go this way.
I've been waiting for something we can just fight, I guess. I was trying to look for some kind of... Anyway, I ignite my lightsabers.
Are we rolling some initiative?
Yeah, you're going to roll initiative.
Alright.
Okay, for them it's going to be cool. For you, it kind of feels vigilancy.
Yay! Now, how close was I to Skip when...
Unless you have reason to be further away, I figure the 3 of you would be at most short range.
Yeah, I figured it at most short range, given the whole bubble protection.
Mm-hmm. I'm just being in general.
So our initiative for this combat is 1 PC, followed by 3 NPCs, then the last 2 PCs, and then 1 NPC at the end. Alright, so who wants to go first?
On account of these are creatures of illusion, the combat checks regarding them will use willpower in place of the characteristic normally associated with that skill. And Pierce and Breach don't really do much to them.
Oh. Well, joke's on you. I used willpower for lightsaber checks anyway. So, Brandon Wren, do one of you want to jump in, or should I do it?
By all means.
Yeah, if I have to use willpower, my attacking ability is not going to be as strong as it normally is, so
Okay.
feel free to lead off.
Alright, I'm gonna try good old draw closer again. I don't want to fall over this, so I'm gonna flip a light side point and advance, so I don't even have the option. I'll aim a shot, and just the first one I was talking to, the first one to ignite their blade, is the one I'm gonna target.
Okay.
So what's my difficulty?
Your difficulty on them is they have no adversary and they have 1 defense.
Okay. Alright, so 4 yellow, a boost, 3 force dice versus 2 purple and a setback. Oh, cool. Draw closer actually works for a change, as I'm going to get 3 successes, 2 advantages, and then 2 light side pips. So how far away were they to begin with?
I'm figuring that these 4, they would have been at medium range to you in a row.
Okay.
They're standing next to each other, essentially on the first step of this castle.
Okay, in that case, then I will spend both pips to move the 1 ghost from medium range to engage with me, and will hit. This ghost will take 11 damage. If they're still around, I'm gonna crit them.
They're pulled towards you, their arms trailing back, like almost like you're lifting them by their torso and yanking them close. Their legs and arms hold back. Their hand stays on this shadowy blade. as it comes close to you, your blade comes down into its shoulder, passes through where the hip would be. Then the shadows slide against each other and then wisp away into the darkness.
As this one dissipates?
Yes.
Okay.
This one does dissipate.
In that case, then, I will spend the advantages. You know what? I'm going to pass a boost on the skip this time. And then, do I care to do something else or not? You know what? I do. I'm going to make use of the force as my ally. So I'm going to take 4 strain, since it's my second maneuver of the turn, to perform a force power action as a maneuver. And I am going to throw a protect. I'm going to say onto Koba, because Koba was injured in the last fight. So that's a 2 purple check. Discipline. I feel like it's been a while since I've used this. And I did not succeed. So I'll spend the advantage just to recover one of those strain back. But, yeah, it does not happen. Because I managed only to clear an advantage, 2 light side pips, and 3 dark side pips because of the virgins.
Guess I'll just die then.
Yep, sorry. Sorry, I can't. Even if I spent a dark side pip, I couldn't get a success there. Actually, I guess I can do the reroll thing, can I?
No, you really don't have to.
Okay.
Do that. Hillary healed all of my wounds last time, so
okay. So you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, then we see those 3 bad guys in the initiative order.
Yeah, this is great.
The 3 of them, they ignite their blade as they start running at the 3 of you. 1 to each. They are going to run in close and try and take a swipe at each of you.
Okay.
We shall see how weird and wacky this actually goes.
I'm going to throw my sense advantage onto the one attacking Skip to add 2 more setback dice there.
Let's do the skip one first. Let's see how good, bad this goes.
Well, I mean, I didn't really help, but I kind of did, I guess.
You helped.
Oh, no, actually, never mind. It would have been a hit without that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one rolling gets a threat and 2 triumphs. No successes. They're all canceled. In that case, I'm wanting to get Skip to make a 1 red, 1 purple fear check.
Well, then.
Yeah, so a discipline check.
Can I use that boost that Kesh bounced to me for this, or does it have to be for my attack?
I think it's your next check.
Okay, cool. I just don't want to get bearded. That seems unfun. Alright. Rolling. I got 2 success.
Alright.
I am not afeared. You can't afeard me.
So, you see it starting to try and change shape. You see it bulking out a bit into as if there was laminate armor on it. As you're moving out the way of its strike, something catches it so that its transformation doesn't fully take effect. I am going to upgrade the difficulty of Skip's next action afterwards.
Okay.
So that'll be the first one. Then the next one is going to be taking a swipe at Kesh.
Okay, I have 4 defense, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And no success were rolled.
Yep. So swing and not a miss so much as I think Kesh manages to catch that shadowy blade on the blade of her lightsaber. So we have I imagine that like sweet crash sound as the 2 connect and bounce off of each other.
And then the last one is going to be taking a swipe at Koba.
Koba's sabers give him defense 1.
Seriously.
D1's in that kind of mood.
D1 seems to be in a mood. So it takes a swipe, and Koba's able to catch it on, I'm assuming the guard shadow, because that would be the cooler one.
Yep, flips the guard shadow around to have the blade where it needs to be to stop this shadow saber. Koba does a lot of flipping the guard shadow around. It's almost gratuitous. It's yellow.
So it got one failure and one advantage. I am thinking that there's going to be a boost to the next malevolent spirit that goes.
Okay. Koba will, throw the spirit off balance a bit, being as he blocked with the guard shadow, go in for a strike with the crossguard saber. He still has sense activated for the offensive properties.
Okay.
So it's still pretty gross, just not as gross as if he could use his cunning like normal. But that actually just means I get back to what my normal pool is for lightsaber. Do they have defense?
They have one defense. They have no adversary. They just have the willpower thing, which is more gross than adversary.
5 hits. That's 11 damage.
Which blade would you figure connects?
That's with crossguard saber, so it's
okay.
Blocked the attack with the guard shadow, then sort of throws the spirit off balance from there and goes in for an opening sensed through the force with the crossguard saber.
As you're cutting in with the crossguard saber, it transforms, and you see at least the briefest flash of Imperial armor, and then it is finished evaporating.
When you say Imperial armor, are we talking Stormtrooper? Are we talking Imperial military? Are we talking Inquisitor?
We're talking Inquisitor.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely looks like some form of Inquisitor armor as you slice through the shadow as it's slowly taking form. Gets rid of that one.
That's Koba's turn, so I think it's Skip.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I'm doing things that I've never done before. One of the skills that I selected in my new Atari spec was, I believe, called Quick Draw. So I can bust out my lightsaber axe as an incidental.
Yep.
But yes, so since Skip was just lunged upon, Skip is just going to quick instinct reflexively whip that thing out and see how it works. So, with my shiny 2 points in lightsaber, I'm going to attack this guy. Also, not that it really matters right now because I have not committed any dice to agility or anything at this moment, but I did get the thing as well that makes me able to pull lightsaber with that instead of prawn.
Okay.
I do not believe anything else that I got with it right now
Yet.
matters for this. So, okay. But I have upgraded difficulty on my next check, so what is my...
Your difficulty in this case would be 1 red, 1 purple, 1 setback, because they do have defense 1.
Rolling yellow, yellow, green, red, purple, setback. I got... Ooh, whoa. Okay. I got 2 success, a triumph, bit of threat, but we don't need to worry about that. I know we need to worry.
Yeah, but 1 threat is a pretty minor element here.
This means for me that so that'll be 8 damage plus a triumph.
Still enough.
Triumph means you can crit, correct? It's been so long since I've fought.
You can spend a triumph basically to do anything you could do with any number of advantage.
Though, it is really hard to crit on something that has been cut in half and is now
Fair.
evaporating.
Okay. Then it's gonna triumphantly disintegrate in a cool way, so Skip looks really cool. Neat. Alright, cool.
You're definitely able to get enough to get that to turn into wisps.
Cool looking wisps.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta use that triumph for something.
It's a cool-looking wisp sound. Emboldening the next person to go?
Oh. Yeah, I'll take that. Good call.
I do think that doing the cut, especially since you're not hitting anything and there's virtually no resistance to the blade, Skip takes one strain on account of
All right.
overexertion. Like taking a huge swipe with the arm and then expecting to hit something and not. We're at the end of the round. I am. So you were hearing the ohm that you've been hearing for the last while seems to be getting louder. You start hearing whispers from all around you as it looks like the shadows and the darkness seem to be coalescing beyond the dome that Skip has. So there's only one of these ethereal shadows, and it is standing in front of Kesh. At the start of the next round, there seems to be these whispers coming in closer from all different directions, but they aren't there yet. It sounds like they're being drawn, and the one in front of Kesh that ran to Kesh is going,
You shall promise.
I'm not promising anything to you. I'm gonna... Oh, actually, whose turn is it?
It's top of the round.
top of the round, so
Okay.
one
Oh.
PC.
Okay. Then I guess I will try to cut them down. So that'll be 10 damage. So I generated 2 successes, 3 advantages, and 4 dark side pips.
It has 2 flaming eyes as it looks directly at Kesh. The shadow itself starts to dissipate into the sandstorm. At least for the moment, while you can hear the whispers in the background, there's no one directly that you can see at the moment. Essentially out of structured time.
Okay.
That was a little easier than I expected.
These things cut like a hot knife through fresh game. This is amazing.
Yeah, I don't think that these enemies were so substantial either. I think the Korriban's still just getting warmed up.
Don't ruin it. Shh.
We gotta deal with Ward and we gotta get off this planet.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates on Twitter at The Hydian Way, and you can find me, Ben, on Twitter at Deuterium Ice.
You can find me at 12th Night. That's 12th and Night with a K.
I'm at Ace Picorito, AcePikorito.
Like this show right now where we have run out of time, I am Ren out of time on the Twitter.
And Leslie, who wasn't in this episode, can be found at LesletGS.
And we are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Plus, you can help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
We're also on Facebook as The Hydian Way. You can holocom us at heroes@thehydianway.com.
Yeah, if you like what we do and you want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/thehydianway.
Or you can send the
Just a
team
surprise.
some calf at ko-fi.com/thehydianway.
Wouldn't it be a bummer if these dark illusions provoked us into fighting each other without even realizing it?
Hillary, no!
Yeah, Cash, what if you just, actually cut Hillary in half?
Oh,
no.
Then my fall to the dark side would be complete.
Then I'll have to cut you in half.
And your fault of the dark side will be complete.
Yeah. And then the protagonist will have to save the day.
I just need to clarify, because when you said we hear a honk, I immediately thought like a vehicle. You mean like a goose honk sort of situation.
Yes.
Okay. You'd think that I would immediately think bird, but I was like, okay, cool. What kind of vehicle is coming up? All right.
That's fair, but yes, it is very much a bird.
Does the big bird still seem aggressive?
Yeah.
Now it's Big Bird. In my brain. Thanks.
I don't know if I can stab Big Bird.
Well, probably. As you hear the
A train. Sorry, continue.
Mhm.
I might use something other than congeal, but like
Coalesce?
yes, they thank you.
I see a little silhouette of a cash. Sorry.
Christine, what if this is a Metal Gear Solid 3 situation?
Oh no.
How many people has Kesh killed?
We gotta run. We are not making it through this river, Koba. Oh, we had such different experiences at that part. Anyway.
Yes, we did.
Anyway, that was Ren, not Skip. I know it's a little hard to tell right now.
Wait, you, Rin, have sand in your pockets right now?
Well, no. Skip, I don't actually
Weird.
have any pockets right now, which is nonsense.
So the sand's just like on the ground in your room?
Well, it does get everywhere. Anyway. Why is that a GIF? Why does that exist? Oh my gosh. What?
Okay, yeah.
That, okay.
King of the Hill.
Pocket sand. Wow.
It's apparently a thing.
Okay. I maybe, neglected to make it quite as tall as Kesh, so Kesh is going to have to scooch.
No. Fine. I'll bend
Aren't
it
the
down
two
a
of you
little bit
like
more.
the same height?
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah. Kesh is what, a little bit over 6 feet?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she kind of hunches.
Yeah. Never mind.
Trandoshans aren't like gigantic. They're just within the realm.
I think
of
for some
feeling tall.
reason, like in my head, even though I know on my sheet it's like Skip is 6 feet tall, Skip feels short to me. I don't know why. Yes, but you're right. So scratch all that.
So,
Mostly Koba was like pinging to make sure that we weren't about to get like eaten by a sandworm or something.
yeah, no.
We are in Dune.
What? I was about to say that's the wrong franchise, Brandon.
Like I said, the spice is
You
not
taught me
light.
Star Wars doesn't have sandworms.
Oh no, Star Wars definitely has
That's fair.
has all kinds of terrifying things.
What else is an Exogorth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or for that matter, now that we've seen one, a crate dragon.
True.
Oh.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, but then it's
I hope we don't have to
sandworm,
fight
like
a crate
spelled
dragon.
WYRM.
Recap. Skip chased a goose, but it was a ghost. A ghost goose. That's the recap.